Hey, everybody, welcome to Behind the Brand, where we feature and we profile the top sales associates at Illustrated Properties and also the top sales associates in Martin and Palm Beach counties. Today, we have a fantastic guest. He is a office and a company favorite at our Jupiter office. Brewster Kump is his name. You will not find anybody that understands offshore fishing as much as he does, nor will you find anybody that understands Jupiter waterfront on the real estate end as much as he does. He's fantastic. He's about as laid back of a guy as you can possibly imagine, but there is an internal urgency, and it's one of the reasons why he is successful. Brewster, welcome to Behind the Brand. Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we look pretty professional. We got all this stuff here, so we'll see if we can put our money where our mouth is, right? Yeah, let's do it. Well, talk about, you are a true local, which, nobody is. You grew up in Jupiter. Everybody else is from the Northeast and from Alabama and from everywhere else. But kind of talk about what you've seen this area do and how it's transformed really, over the last 20 years, but specifically over the last 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's Jupiter is a special place. It's particularly even to Quest on the north side of the river. It's still kind of small town USA feel,
right,
like it was 30 years ago or more. But of course, the growth is happening, and but Jupiter is smart about planning in advance. We still have a lot of green space. We still have beaches you can go to and not pay to park your car when you go to the beach, which is you go anywhere south here, even a lot of places north, you start running into that.
That's brutal.
So anyway, it's just those little things. But Jupiter is a place that I've grown up, as you said, and have no intentions of ever leaving.
Yeah. So
well,
you've been in most all of these waterfront properties that you specialize in. You operate at a very high price point. What's happening out in the market? I mean, we had a rush in 2021 and then 2022, and I think maybe we were pulling a lot of those sales into those years that should have been happening this year and next year. But it's cooled off, but we still have a lot of activity. What's happening out there? It's a little hard to get a handle on it.
Yeah, I'm seeing, we still have somewhat low inventory, of course, on the river, particularly, and but there's, if a property comes up that's a prize property and it's even anywhere close to reasonable, we're still having multiple offers in a lot of cases. So that hasn't totally gone away. Yeah. But it's, as we're coming into the summer, I think we're going to start to see a little more inventory come on, and there's still plenty of buyers out there wanting to jump into our market. It's just a special place. So many people can live anywhere in the world, but they choose Jupiter for a reason. Well,
you obviously work with a lot of cash buyers, some a lot of high net worth individuals, but they're impacted by the rate hikes, and we're obviously every month we're on standby as to what's going to happen next and trying to figure it out. I mean, what do you see for the remainder of this year and on into an election year?
I'm seeing we're not, like I said, we're not having the crazy bidding wars going on and that kind of excitement, but I still think we're going to have what's probably back to almost a tie between a buyer and a seller's market, maybe, depending on what property you're.
That's not a bad place to be.
Yeah, no, it's kind of right down the line, I'd say right now. It's so there's a little bit of that push and pull, but I still see the year playing out as a strong year with good sales. Yeah.
Well, your clients, you're friends with a lot of your clients, and you have strong relationships with the people that you work with. This is a business that is it's not friendly to probably 70 or 80% of the sales associates out there. It's truly a top heavy business where the best are the best, and you're certainly in that category. What do you think the reason? Why have you been able to operate at a high level for this long?
Well, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head as far as a relationship business. It's really beyond that. It's more of a friendship business. Yeah. And you continue to do the right thing, and in time it comes back your way. And friendships are so important. Yeah. It's more valuable than the commissions that come along with these deals. Yeah. In cases.
Yeah. You got to think long term, well beyond the commission. What we tell our new associates when we're in the orientation class and then on in the training classes, said, look, when you don't know what to do, take care of the person. Right. Just do the right thing. And usually in the end, if we're thinking long term, we're thinking what we call an infinite mindset, 10 years out rather than just 10 weeks out. then we're going to be we're all going to be better off.
Yeah. No
So
doubt. Totally agree.
yeah. So so talk about you fished all over the all over the Caribbean, all the Atlantic, the Pacific, everywhere. You got anything planned this year?
Fortunate enough to have a good friend, a client friend that's spends a lot of time in the Pacific, and just got back from Chiapas just recently. Had an amazing trip, and they're going to be going up the coast towards Cabo, so I'm hoping to do some more trips with them and mix up some Bahamas. Got to do the Bahamas every summer. It's part of the family tradition.
Part of it.
So yeah, got to go do that as well. So
Well, you're sitting here. You're based in and I grew up offshore fishing in Alabama, as you know, and in the Gulf, and very different. But you're based in an area where you've got saltwater sportsmen is here, and a lot of the it's been the center of attention for a long time for this area and Jupiter, and particularly Stewart, especially with the boat building business. Is that something you got into later in life, or have you been doing it when you were
I've been around boats my whole life. My father had a boat when I was actually born down in Hollywood, and until I was around 7 years old I moved up here. But we used to fish out of the Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades when I was a kid. I remember standing up on the flying bridge where I had this little window. I'm like, it's probably 2 feet tall, but I'm standing up holding on to that. I remember doing that as a child, and a lot of great memories just on the water.
My grandfather had a 23-foot Thunderbird, and of course it was they all had those windshields, and you would stand on those. It's probably not tempered glass or safe, back then.
Exactly.
You hit it, and you were in big trouble.
No, so that's always just. And my boys now are also. We've been enjoying spending a lot of time in the summers, and whether it's free diving or fishing, and that sort of thing. It's just been that's what Jupiter is. We're one of the closest points to the Bahamas. 60 miles here at West End from here, and sky's the limit. Once you're there, you can go so many different places.
Yeah. Well, it's a thing that one of the reasons why people move here. You obviously work with people that are moving here from all over the country. Some of them are here to fish. Why else do they move here?
Well, it's commonly you either have the folks that are golfers, folks that are fishermen. Those are the two biggest polars probably, and sometimes, in a lot of cases, they like to do both. So I primarily lean towards the fishing side myself. I just haven't taken enough time to do the golfing thing. But I enjoy it and have a lot of friends that golf all the time. So
Well, you could probably be a good golfer or a good fisherman, but I think it'd be tough to find the time to be successful at both of those.
Maybe someday.
Yeah, maybe someday. We'll see. All right, one last question. I appreciate you coming in today. We got the airplane fueled up and we're ready to go. We could fly anywhere in the world to go offshore fishing. Where are we going?
Well, right now I'd probably just go right back to Chiapas. It was again the best fishing I ever had in my life.
Wow.
And
really?
116 sailfish and 4 blue marlin and 3 days of fishing was pretty exceptional, and just amazing people along with go along with that. So.
Yeah. Are you live bait fishing, or are you dragging lures, or how do they do it?
Trolling.
Trolling.
Yep. Trolling ballyhoo.
Yep. Trolling ballyhoo. All right. Well, good. Well, we sure do appreciate all you do for us, and you're one of the staples in our Jupiter office, and we're really grateful for everything. So thank you for being here,
Awesome.
Brewster.
Thanks, Sam, for having me, buddy.